All right, let's talk about Daniel Jones. There was some good, there was some bad, there was some ugly in this tie from the Giants' perspective, but I want to talk about it all. I want to talk about what they were able to do effectively and what they weren't able to do effectively. And then sort of at the end, I think I'll give my general thoughts on Daniel Jones as a player and maybe what the Giants should do in the future. But for now, we're talking about the now, so let's talk about it. It's zone coverage that the Giants are going up against, and this is the thing that Daniel Jones does really well and should just, I always feel like every time I watch the Giants, I think, man, he should run the ball more. I don't care if he runs the ball every single play he has the ball except for one. I'd probably say even on that other one, he should have ran it as well. Because watch how when this play begins, you see that Jones runs a play action, looks down the field, nothing he loves happens there. And you see there's a couple of Washington players that definitely could come in and, sack him. And the reality is, if this is Eli Manning, he's getting sacked right here. This is part of the value of a Daniel Jones is that he is an athlete and he is someone who can move very well. Watch Daniel Jones be able to scramble up and he's going to somehow get the first down on this play, a play that seemingly was not going for a first down when it started. He's able to make that happen. He can add value to a football team that other guys just can't. And, one of the things I like to talk about is above replacement level plays with a quarterback of what's something that if, my example for a replacement level player has always been Kyle Allen. He's looked really bad this season, so maybe that's harsh, but just a guy who just, someone you would sign off the street and would be kind of just fine, just a player. Kyle Allen gets sacked on that play, but Daniel Jones does not, and the more value, the more plays you have like that, the more value you're bringing to your football team, and that's kind of what I like about Jones is he can do that stuff. Like this one's another one where this is just an incredible play, really. So again, this is the situation. I paused it right here just so you can see what's going on. Daniel Jones takes the snap. You're going to see him, at this point, scramble out towards his right. So not scramble out, but run a rollout towards his right. There's a throw potentially over the middle, but that would be tough. I mean, there's a Washington player coming in and making a play. I would not advise him to make that throw. I think that would be too dangerous. I don't like that. I think that he's doing the right thing by what he's going to do, which is look over towards his left and see that there is a potential running lane. And again, these aren't designed rushes, but watch how Daniel Jones is going to be able to use his legs to blow by everybody, and he is able to pick up a big chunk of yards because, again, guy's a fast player. So to me, if I'm Daniel Jones, I'm running the ball more, and if I'm coaching Daniel Jones, I'm designing more runs with Daniel Jones. The reality is, I don't think he's a good enough quarterback to simply just be a pocket passer. I just don't. But when you add on his legs, that's why he can be a solid player. And again, there's been some issues with the Giants this season. Daniel Jones is not one of them. Daniel Jones has done his part, in my opinion. He might not be the solution either. I think that's reasonable, but I don't think he's the issue. Also, I'm saying the issue, again, they're in a playoff spot. Things are going well for them. I'm just saying they've sometimes been disappointing, and I don't think it's because of Jones necessarily. I do have to say, though, I see some of these plays, and I'm like, man, this stuff really isn't working. Like, when they're trying to scheme stuff open, it just does not work. And really, I feel like the coaching staff deserves a lot of praise for what they've done this season. I think that they've massively exceeded what the talent level on the team should have exceeded. I think, you got to give credit to the coaching staff in that area. But, I don't really know if I blame the coaching staff as much as I blame just the receivers, the guys trying to get open. I think that might be a bigger issue because the way this play is designed to work, you have a receiver run a deep shot, you have another receiver, your halfback, run underneath, and kind of the idea is the deep shot pushes the Washington players further deep, and then he can throw underneath and get some yards that way. Jones takes the snap. He does run a play action. It was not a receiver. It was not the halfback, excuse me. It was another receiver running over, but same idea. You have a player underneath. But Washington's just all over this because it's zone coverage. They have plenty of guys in that area, which honestly should have been expected. So in this spot, the deeper shot is not open because that's double covered, and the underneath shot is not open because that's double covered. On top of this, you have an immediate pressure going on, which is obviously not ideal. Jones makes this throw, and they actually lose yards on that play. So there's those plays that just seemingly always happen every Giants game. I'm not saying they're happening every time, but there's just a few of these where I'm like, what are we doing here? What's happening? What was the goal behind this play? Like this one's actually, this play just confused me. I just did not understand what the goal of this was. I don't know what they were doing here. I have no idea. I don't get it. So the concept itself, I can understand to some degree of you have a tight end who's going to start off blocking and then roll out towards the bottom of the screen. You then have Daniel Jones. He's going to run a play action, roll out towards the bottom of the screen. And that's it. I mean, it's Jones and a tight end. Those are the two guys there. And I'm almost wondering if, I just don't get this. I don't get what the goal was here. Like, you see that Washington player right there. You can tell he's in coverage. He's going to be covering the tight end, the only eligible receiver who will be on that side of the field. And I don't know what their plan is for that. It seems like they're just maybe just hope that the tight end is able to win a one-on-one matchup after blocking to start to play. That feels like a lot to ask of him. Part of me wondered, is it possible this was just a miscommunication and this was supposed to be a block all the way and this was a designed running play? However, I watched the offensive line. It doesn't really look like that necessarily. It looks like it was a fake play action to the offense's left. That's what I see there. I don't see, it doesn't look like they were trying to block towards to get Daniel Jones open towards the right. Maybe that was the case. I don't know. Maybe it was a miscommunication. But either way, miscommunications are still not good. And honestly, even if that was the case, I still don't know what was going to happen. I still feel like there was a free rusher who would have gotten there and made a tackle quickly regardless. So either way, just not great stuff here. As you see, Jones actually makes a great move to get around one player, but that's all he can do. Also, I think should be worth mentioning on that play that Daniel Jones did look like he was about to throw. So at the beginning of it. So, I don't know. Just kind of a weird situation. I'm not saying that the Giants, I'm not saying that their coaching is, the issue. It's obviously not. But in this game, I did not love it. Their defensive coaching has always been very good this season. But sometimes I've seen the offense not look great. But again, part of it might just be they don't trust the receivers to just go up and get open. So they're trying to maybe overthinking things sometimes. But I don't know. You do see the occasional play where a receiver can get open. Like, it is football. These are NFL players. They can get open. It's not like they were incapable of doing that. Like this one, for example. What's going to happen on this play is it's going to be a quarters coverage play, and you see how this play can work, right? You see, it's going to be Isaiah Hodgins who's going to be the guy on this one, who's going to actually run a pretty good route. You see the route that, designed to work, kind of fake it, as though you're going over the middle, then get to the outside. Watch as Jones takes a snap. Hodges is going to, make a good move and get a little bit open. And I do feel like when you're in this situation, Daniel Jones does play pretty well. As you see, Daniel Jones is able to make the good throw, and they're able to pick up the touchdown on that play. And when the passing attack works, I do feel like it's a lot of times, yes, sometimes it is play action and stuff like that, but it's not always. And this one was a play action. It's just, I don't think it mattered too much on this play, the play action part of it. But it's, yes, some of the play action stuff matters, but sometimes it's just having guys win, and they have been able to have these role players come through and be able to play decently and better than you would have expected. They need receivers. No one's going to deny that. But, it's not like there's been instances where it's looked okay, is my main point. Now, they definitely need receivers. If they have receivers, they don't have to try to run some of this gimmicky stuff. They can run different things. Maybe Daniel Jones would look better in that situation. But the reality is that's not happening this year. And for the Giants, you're in a situation where you're trying to make the playoffs now, right? That's the goal. Be a playoff team in 2022 and then worry about next season. I think that would be the correct way to think about this. And so can they make the playoffs doing this? Sure, they can. I mean, again, their record is good. They have not that difficult of a schedule. They absolutely have a chance to make this happen. I think the way you do it, though, is use Daniel Jones's legs a lot more than they have been using it, which they use it a little. I think it should be a main part of this offense. I really do. And then again, maybe don't a couple of these plays. I don't really get some of these designed sort of setting things up stuff. Some of it works, some of it doesn't, though. That's the issue of trying to run an offense without receivers is you're not going to be able to consistently scheme guys open like that. At least that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.